Good morning. Thank you for having me here, TEDxExeter. It's great to be here. We live in the 6th richest economy in the world. We live in a great, caring, loving country. But we're towards the tail end of an economic downturn, the worst in 80 years. And that economic downturn has seen real consequences. Prices have gone up, but wages have stayed the same. What we've seen as a result of that is two things. One, a rise in social inequality in this country, and two, the little-known fact that because of those food budgets being stretched, we've actually got a hidden rising problem of child hunger. When you think about child hunger as a barrier to education, you don't tend to think about this country. But this morning, all over this country, and in this county, and in this town, children went to school too hungry to learn. 500,000 children went to school too hungry to learn. I want to tell you a story about Zara. Zara is a child in one of our Magic Breakfast partner schools. This is what she said when I first met her. My mum gets me up in the morning, and I get my brother up, Jack, he's 5. If there's any cereal or any bread in the house, we have some breakfast. But if there's not, I go to the cafe on the way to school and I ask them if I can have some food. And sometimes they give us something and sometimes they don't. So then if we don't, we go to school. And I'm okay, but my brother Jack's crying by then. And then we wait till lunchtime. Half a million children starting their school day too hungry to learn is not something I think this country should tolerate. What do you guys think? No? No. What is really interesting is how simple it is to sort this problem out. What we're doing is delivering free, healthy breakfast to schools that need our help. Schools apply to us, schools with over 35% free school meals, and we deliver porridge, bagels, orange juice, cereals. And we do it in a way that works with the school's ethos. And we do 3 things. We deliver that food, we hit the immediate need, make sure those children have got the right fuel for learning. We develop the capacity in the parent community, because obviously more parents could feed their children. And we build a case for change. Because I think once we notice that this is happening, in this country, we will sort it out. So I'm here today to ask you to join me in solving this. It is very solvable. The bit that really interested me was the realization that at different times in your life, you get the chance to do your life's purpose. Before I get into more about how we're trying to solve this problem, let me tell you about how I got into it. About 15 years ago, I was writing a book called Change Activist. My background had been a mixture of corporate and activism. I'd lived at Greenham Common, and I'd trained as a broadband technologist. I had a really good, interesting career plan. You know, it's kind of linear, you know, Greenham followed by broadband technology. You've probably all done that kind of stuff, you know, sit in the road, be arrested, then trade in geekdom. And I ran a business for quite a few years that was helping leaders to use social activism as a way to create more trust, more purpose, more passion in their businesses. Got a chance to write a book about that called Change Activist. And when I was doing the research for that, I went off to talk to a bunch of head teachers to ask, have we created a fairer as well as a richer society? I was running a business in the city. I thought I might have been a little out of tune with some of the views around society. What those teachers told me absolutely shocked me. They said, Carmel, all of us here in this school are aware of hungry children. In fact, more than half the teachers are bringing in food every single day in order to be able to teach. It's like, really? Across the board in this country, more than half the teachers, 55%, are bringing in food. And in all of those schools, there is the tragedy of that child missing the most important lessons which are taught in the morning. We've got great school lunches, but without the right fuel, without the slow-burning carbohydrate that acts as magic, in a child's body, the right nutrition that fires up the brain, that gives the body energy, those children are simply lethargic. They're sitting in class stunned. A hungry child cannot concentrate. Some children are angry and upset and are naughty. But what we do know is 500,000 children coming into school too hungry to learn. Taking the long view, what does that add up to? My response, well, why aren't the parents feeding it? What's happened to the parents? And they just said, well, Carmel, the parents are hungry too. So for a year, I dropped off food to those 5 schools, didn't know what else I could do, dropped off the food. Halfway through, I went back to talk to the teachers and said, has this made any difference at all? Is it helping? First of all, the Tesco people thought I had the biggest carb habit of the world. You know, I was kind of going in every morning. I'd like 27 bags of bagels, 19 boxes of cornflakes, please. Is that all right? Yeah. You like your breakfast? Yeah, I do. Yeah. Get a bit hungry about, like 27 bagels. And dropping that food off, taking it to the caretakers while I was running my business on a Saturday morning, they just, oh yeah, actually, you know what? We had kids that were getting in late. They're coming in on time. They're not stopping off at the cafe. We had kids that were failing to get in at all because they were foraging for food. They were looking for food. We had children whose behavior was bad. We assumed that they were just naughty. It turns out they're hungry. We had children who had playground fights. They've stopped. We had children who were doing pretty badly in school. They are doing better. So I had this big choice. I'd just written this book about values and about business leaders stepping up and playing more of a role in creating a fair and just society. And I had this big think to do. Do I go back to my role in corporate life, advising big companies on that? Or do I just do it? So I went home, had a chat with key domestic stakeholder, and took a loan out on our house, gave myself a 2-year project management plan to solve it, to sort it out. And because I'm a rubbish project manager, I thank you, I'm 10 years on, and here we are. But right now, Magic Breakfast is delivering 17,000 children's breakfast every day. We reach 17,000 children in 440 schools all over the country, all across the Southwest. And what we need to do is to reach that 500,000. And I'd just like to share with you this little clip from one of our partner schools.
Some of the parents have to make really difficult choices as to what to spend their money on, and the reality is some of them just don't have the money to spend on giving their child a healthy breakfast every morning. Them having a healthy breakfast means that they can get a great start to the school day, they can focus, they can concentrate, they can then progress. The attendance in the school has improved, and certainly the punctuality has improved.
Whether they're served up in the school hall or in the classroom, the bagels are the highlight of the day.
Are you ready, everyone? The bagels are coming!
When I eat the bagel, it fills me up and it gets like my brain ready for the lesson.
It's really fun because you get energized for the day and you're not hungry during the day and you learn.
It was heartbreaking to see children coming in, not having eaten. I was bringing in food from home. I was bringing in breakfast bars and things to keep in my locker just in case. But since Magic Breakfast has come, they are here, they're fed, they're awake, they're energised and they're prepared for the school day.
When you think about it, the very basic things you can do, I come from a corporate background, what things can we do that make the biggest difference? What's the smallest thing we can do that make the biggest difference? When I was doing change activist research, I not only found out about those head teachers, but learned more about the social activists that I think can be role models for all of our lives. You know, people like Gandhi, Mandela, people who made the world change. They didn't have iPads. They didn't have iWatches, which are available today, apparently. Anyone got one that they'd like to show me or share or give me or anything? No. Okay. But those people changed the world. And so this is about a great idea, a nutritious breakfast for a hungry child that opens up 4 hours of learning. In this country, 500,000 children too hungry to learn. it is a problem we must solve. And from my point of view, we are absolutely determined to do this as quickly as we can, with a way to build in business partnership support, create a sustainable breakfast provision, making sure that schools can self-fund it. Yesterday I had a meeting with someone from your local authority who told me about the children going to school hungry in Devon. We were talking about ways to make sure that those children are supported with the Magic Breakfast ideas if we can't get there right now, because we've got 270 schools on our waiting list. We also want to tackle holiday hunger. We've got Magic Breakfast 365. Now, from the point of view of all of those children, we're delivering 2 million breakfasts a year right now. Small team, 15 people, brilliant people, I have to say. But we are catalytic. We want to do this through thought leadership. We want local authorities to be inspired. We want schools to be inspired. If you've got a way to help a school with ideas, we really want to do that. We've built up a track record of 10 years, 6 million breakfasts been delivered, and we now think that this is something that we can solve. The results coming back from schools make us feel like we have something really magical here. Those stats, 93% of schools are telling us that they've increased concentration in the classroom, fuel for learning. I am passionate about a pipeline of success being created in this country. The accident of birth, poverty, no food, empty cupboards should not be a barrier to a child going on to great success. Around the world, great success is coming through breakfast programs. Ofsted are telling us that they see that really good breakfast provision is helping to drive great results in the schools as well. We've had schools where Ofsted has said it's actually been key to the schools' improved performance. That's not bad, is it? Getting Ofsted on board like that, I was delighted. Did a couple of cartwheels across the school. Kids said it was pretty bad. But my question to you again is, can we do it here in this country? Can we do it? Can we end child hunger in this country? Can I change the slides? If I were you, I would applaud too, but I have more. Oh God, no, they said. Some people started leaving. This is how we're going to do it. We're going to turn primary schools into community and economic hubs. We're going to open them every single day. We're going to support the amazing, fantastic, gorgeous teachers who I am in love with. Are there any teachers in tonight? Blah, 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 blah. I'm not telling you. What we have to do, though, what we have to do is sort out stories like Zara. As we go back to Zara's story, we find out that actually she was getting into worse trouble. The lack of food at home meant that she was coming to school and being naughty, and the teachers were saying she was going to be excluded. I take journalists to our schools, and they tell me, Carmel, this is about bad parenting. This is really, it's honestly, you're creating dependency. I said, hold on, I've had 25 million of those conversations. Come with me. Come and talk to the kids and the children. The parents are going home to empty cupboards. We are supporting working poor families who run out of money midweek. They may not have food skills, they may not have the kind of organisation in the morning, but the most important driver of child hunger in this country is poverty. And we can sort it for 22p a day. So come on, any lurking billionaires, any business leaders that want to give me a hand, I would be delighted. Zara's teachers told us that if Zara kicks off, the whole school kicks off. But with a bagel and a glass of milk, she was settled and ready to learn. Ladies and gentlemen, a 22p breakfast gets the school settled and ready to learn. It's not bad, is it? It's our choice. We take the long view and we sort this out, or we choose to ignore those children. We're the grown-ups here. We're the grown-ups. I know I'm not very grown-up, but we are the grown-ups, and we are here to support these children if we can. This is when we took Zara to number 10. We had a partnership with number 10. She came in, and the teachers were so impressed with her confidence, with her ability to ask questions, and she said, where does the Prime Minister sit? the cabinet table, and she went under the cordon and got in and sat down. Says Zara. There's lots of people that could lead this country in that group of 500,000 children who are too hungry to learn. My life's ambition is to orchestrate this change, because what kind of people would we be if we saw this problem and we decided not to sort it out? I'm here today to ask for these children's future life chances. They are great kids. They are hungry. And I'm so grateful for the chance to talk to you this morning. And as the children say, thank you.